On occasion, I travel to Windsor to inquire on how the Great Lady is doing. And every now and again, I breach protocol as necessity must. And I spoke to the police officers on the gate, and I says, "How is the Great Lady doing today?" He says, "Oh," and we were chatting, and he says, "She called that day, that year," because I was very upset when Lady Diana passed away, when Lady Diana was tragically taken from us. Because I love Lady Diana, she's a good girl, an English rose. He said she called that day Annus Horribilis. I know a bit of Latin, so I sort of knew the horribilis bit. A terrible year, or horrible year, or something like that. So I'm sitting here in a city called Belfast, which is a city of divisions. It's been torn apart by war, lies, deception. But first of all, you have to trace that where back to the root. The root of that problem came about when Brian Boru, he lashed everybody out on this island for 20 years. And shortly after that, we had potato genocides, potato famines, all sorts of terrible shit. And then we got a police force. We never had a police force. And we never had crime either. On the islands, we never had crime. We had Brehon law, Gaelic law, and we had payoff. We used to there's no such payoffs, and there was no travelling. So when you look at the islands of Eire, or the islands of Elijah, you're looking at things called tours. They're like counties, but they're like cells in a body. And each one of those cells in the body is ruled by a king or a chief. And each one of those cells are kept healthy by that chief. They're part of the body of Christ. But then we got a police force. And slowly but surely the police force spread like an infection. And all the barriers of the cells broke down and we were filled with septic pus. And it just keeps producing pus in the form of acts and legislations and stuff like that. And all the while, the children are perishing for lack of real knowledge. The Most High says, "My children perish for lack of real knowledge." Real knowledge is the knowledge of the Bible and the knowledge of how to behave in an appropriate manner as a man of honour or a member of a tribe with the honour price. So, Prince William is going to make a great king. He comes from good stock, and he's him and Harry are not too bad fellas. His mother was a beautiful lady. She was loved by everyone, and him and gorgeous Kay, they make a beautiful family, and he's going to make a great king. So it's the rising of the kings, and you see William is being chosen by the Great Lady to succeed her to the throne and as the king. And they're going to uphold law. But in order to uphold law is God's word. You have to remove their law. Their law is police. Police encourage men to be dishonourable. Michael is the angel of our honour. To be dishonourable is to inform on other people, to save your own ass. Instead of like a soldier, to charge the enemy lines without fear of your own safety, or to go out into battle fearless. That's an honourable thing to do. If you have to. And mostly you avoid the conflict. That's what you have to do. So you avoid the conflict. So what we're looking at is a divided community with walls and factions and segregations of the same people, and the DNA is slowly but surely changing. We're all the same race. We're all angels. But we have the septic infection in these islands. Up here in Belfast and up in the north of Ireland, it seems to be more prolific, but not as much as in these days. So the more we see a police presence in a nation, the more we see lies, treachery, deceit, and criminality. So what the police eventually end up doing is they what they allow the people above them to commit all the criminality they want. Corporations, feds, whatever, they get away with what they want. None of those police are going to storm the lines of that. They're not going to go in, they're not going to arrest them, they're not going to try and take on superior numbers, they're not going to do the charge, the light brigade or anything like that. They're just going to go, yes sir, no sir, 3 bags full, so I go out the door and do something unlawful in the name of their law to their people. You see, that's the problem with the people. They have their law. But there's no problem with his inheritance, the Lord's inheritance, because they have law. So me and William and like-minded servants of the inheritance to uphold the Gallic crown and law, we're going to seek to remove the police, remove criminality in particular, and to see that no longer do the Most High's children perish for lack of real knowledge, because we're going to give them a proper education. And that's an honourable thing to do. So, have a lovely fucking room.